Welcome back to the podcast. It is Thursday, and dude, we have such a packed lineup of AI news today. I am Taylor, and I am so ready to dive into the madness.
And I am Morgan. Yeah, it has been a completely wild week already. Between the crazy hype cycles and the actual grounded reality, we definitely have a lot to unpack today. What is first on the agenda?
Okay, so I saw this incredible interview on TechCrunch with Runway's CEO. They just hit a massive $5.3 billion valuation. But get this, he says AI-generated video is just the prequel.
Wait, a prequel? To what exactly? I mean, generating decent, high-definition video is already incredibly hard and computationally expensive. What is the main event supposed to be?
Right. So he says the real goal is building what they call world models, basically AI that actually understands physics, depth, and how objects interact in 3D space, not just guessing the next pixel.
Oh, interesting. So instead of just a 2D flipbook that looks like a cat jumping, the AI actually knows gravity exists and the cat has physical weight. That is a massive leap forward.
Exactly. Like, if you drop a glass in the simulation, it knows it shatters based on the material. Runway is going toe-to-toe with OpenAI and Google on this. It is just mind-blowing.
It is ambitious for sure, but I have to wonder about the compute required for a true world model. Simulating actual physics across an entire scene, that is going to burn some serious GPUs.
Oh, totally. But if they pull it off, it changes gaming, movies, architecture, everything. We will basically have interactive holodecks soon, dude. It is just wild to think about the creative potential here.
I will believe the holodeck when I see it without glitchy extra fingers, Taylor. But yes, the shift from pixel prediction to actual physics simulation is definitely the next big frontier to watch.
Yeah, and with almost 860 million in funding, Runway definitely has the cash to try and build it. I am super excited to see what their next model release looks like.
Agreed. If they can solve the temporal consistency issues, it will be a game changer for Hollywood. But let us move on. What is the next story?
Speaking of big tech, Google just dropped a huge update for Gemini in Europe. According to the decoder, Gemini can now finally remember your preferences across chats. But that is not even the craziest part.
Okay, I am listening. Memory features are not exactly groundbreaking at this point. ChatGPT has had that for quite a while now. What is the crazy part they are rolling out?
Dude, they built a feature that specifically asks you to import your chat history from other AI apps. Like, they straight up want you to upload your entire ChatGPT data export right into Gemini.
Wait, really? That is an incredibly aggressive competitive move. They are actively trying to eliminate the switching cost. People stay with ChatGPT because all their custom prompts and history are locked in there.
Exactly. It is exactly like moving to a new phone and transferring your contacts. Google knows people are heavily invested in their OpenAI setups, so they are just building a direct bridge.
But think about the privacy implications there. You are downloading years of potentially sensitive personal queries from OpenAI and just handing them over to Google servers. I am a bit skeptical about doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to trust Google with your data, but for pure convenience, it is a total game changer. European users finally get the memory feature, plus an easy migration tool.
It is a smart business play, I will give them that. It shows Google is tired of playing catch-up and is now actively trying to poach OpenAI's most dedicated power users right out from under them.
Totally. And honestly, competition is great for us as users. If Google makes it this easy to switch, OpenAI is going to have to work harder to keep us around.
Very true. The AI wars are heating up, and our personal data is the ultimate prize. What else is Google up to today?
Well, Google is definitely not stopping there. Another article on the decoder says Gemini can now generate full documents, spreadsheets, and presentations directly inside the chat interface. It is so cool.
Hold on, directly in the chat? Do you mean it just gives you the raw markdown text, or is it actually formatting a real downloadable file right there in the browser?
No, actual usable files. Like you can upload a PDF and it will spit out a fully formatted Excel spreadsheet or a Word document. You do not even have to leave the chat window.
Okay, that is actually a direct shot at Microsoft Copilot. If I do not need to open Excel to make a spreadsheet, that completely disrupts the traditional Office software workflow we are used to.
Right? Like, imagine just saying, turn these messy meeting notes into a professional slide deck, and boom, it is done. It feels like the AI is finally doing the actual boring busy work for us.
I am highly curious about the hallucination rate, though. Text is one thing, but if it hallucinates a formula or a number in an Excel sheet, that could cause massive financial errors for a business.
Ooh, yeah, you probably still need to double check the math, but just having the structure built for you, that saves hours of formatting and copying and pasting. I am definitely trying it out today.
It is definitely a massive productivity boost. It will be fascinating to see if Microsoft responds by integrating Copilot even deeper into Windows to block Google's momentum in the enterprise space.
Oh, they absolutely will. The race to automate the office is fully on. But okay, for our last story, we are shifting gears to something completely different and a bit intense.
All right, you have my attention. We have covered video models and spreadsheets, so what is the intense news to close out the day?
I read on TechCrunch that a defense tech company called Scout AI just raised a massive $100 million. And Morgan, their specific mission is wild.
100 million is a huge round right now, especially for a niche startup. What is their specific focus? Are they doing enterprise security software or something more specialized?
They are training AI models for war. Literally, they are building AI agents to help individual soldiers control entire fleets of autonomous vehicles. TechCrunch even went and visited their boot camp.
Wow, that is genuinely alarming. So we are talking about a single human operator managing a swarm of autonomous drones or tanks in a live combat scenario? That raises huge ethical questions.
Yeah, it is incredibly heavy stuff, dude. The founder, Colby Adcock, is pushing this hard. They want to give soldiers superhuman situational awareness and command capabilities right on the battlefield.
But where is the line? If an AI agent is controlling a fleet of weapons, the latency and human oversight becomes a real issue. Who makes the final call to actually fire?
From what I saw in the article, they claim the human is always in the loop. But yeah, when things move at the speed of AI, human reaction times might just be way too slow.
Exactly. The defense tech sector is booming, but autonomous warfare is a Pandora's box. $100 million means top-tier investors see this as the inevitable future of global conflict, which is deeply sobering.
It really is. It is a wild contrast to AI just making spreadsheets for us. The technology is scaling into some incredibly high-stakes, life or death areas really fast.
It certainly puts the whole AI safety debate into stark perspective. We need a lot more regulatory scrutiny and international agreements on these military applications before they are widely deployed.
Totally agree. It is fascinating, but definitely scary. We will keep an eye on how the government handles these defense contracts moving forward.
Well, that is quite the heavy note to end on, but it is important news. Make sure you check your AI-generated spreadsheets and definitely stay skeptical out there.
For sure. That is it for today. We will be back tomorrow with more AI news.